Day 2 of CES brings about Sigma's effort to develop Canon RF and Nikon Z mount lenses. We have a new third-party lens developer for the RF mount, Nikon discontinues 2 popular DSLRs, and Sony attempts to continue their announcement schedule despite lingering effects of that AKM semiconductor fire late last year. Oh, and I also found out that we've got some 1TB SD cards on sale for under $100. This and more after the intro. Hi, I'm Simon. Thanks for tuning in to The Ordinary Filmmaker. Subscribe to get notification of new videos like this one so you don't miss any news, rumors, gear reviews, or tutorials. And to make things just a little bit more exciting, I'm giving away a brand new Canon EOS R5 full-frame mirrorless camera to one lucky viewer. Details are in the description down below, or you can watch this video here. But please look at the terms and conditions, as there are some age and location restrictions. So I have been getting a few of you asking me for updates on when we'll see Sigma lenses for the Canon R system, as well as the Nikon Z system. Well, I've got an update. iCan interviewed Kazuto Yamaki, the CEO of Sigma. Now, the interview starts off with a bit of a market assessment. The photography market has been systematically shrinking for years, in keeping with more and more people using their smartphones to make photos and videos. This means less cameras sold, and it also means fewer customers interested in buying lenses, which is why our short-term strategy involves a possibility of introducing lenses with new mounts to such photography systems as the Nikon Z or the Canon EOS R. That phrase involves a possibility. Well, it doesn't really sound like Sigma is anywhere close to developing lenses for either the RF or Z mount anytime soon, but it's a definite maybe. Now, Yamaki-san goes on to say that the number of orders for our lenses is still above our manufacturing capacities, and especially the capacities of our R&D department. Now, the first quote addresses what Sigma might be working on, while the second quote indicates the capability to do so. With their plans at capacity and their R&D at capacity, there seems little room to entertain the development of the RF or Z mount lenses anytime soon, and not just in manufacturing, but in the effort to research and develop these particular mounts. But instead of leaving things there, he opened another door, saying that in the long-term perspective, do we allow the possibility of other solutions such as broadening our offerings with lenses for smartphones, medical equipment, or cars? Yes and no. It's obvious that Sigma has big plans, but is currently at capacity. Now, this isn't bad news for Canon and Nikon owners. It just means that Sigma needs to make a capital investment in order to make these products happen. And if, as indicated by this interview, Sigma hasn't started the R&D phase for these mounts, well, we're likely years away from seeing any RF or Z mount lenses. And if they said that they need to work or they're at capacity and they haven't started on these, well, then that's probably the case. I'll leave you with just one last quote. In order to maintain these employment levels, we need to ensure a certain level of revenues, which in turn is a result of sales volume. When the sales volume for these lenses falls below a certain figure, we'll have to look for an opportunity to introduce to our offering products and services aimed at some entirely new market. It sounds like existing mounts are providing more than enough revenue until sales volumes drop off. There's not enough room for additional mount support without capital investment. But let's not end on a sad note. Venus Optics will announce a 12-24 f5.6 zoom lens this year. The lens will be offered for Nikon M, Nikon Z, Sony E, and Canon RF mounts. Sadly, there's no mention of price yet, but we do have the specs. Stay tuned for more. The Nikon D3500 and D5600 have officially changed status to old product on the Nikon Japanese website. This classification means that Nikon is in the process of retiring or discontinuing these products. And these are popular products. They sell well. Very few companies kill off products that sell well, unless, of course, they have something better coming out. Well, with the exception of this one company. Commodore Business Machines is a good example of a company that killed off a top-selling product. They killed the Amiga 500 for a more expensive product that cost more to build and develop. It was a failure, and it led to the end of that line. It was also one of the many decisions that led to that company's failure. Now, I can't see Nikon discontinuing the D3500 and D5600 unless they have a successor ready to launch. Now, the D5600 was released in 2016, so it's definitely a time for an update. But the D3500 was released in 2018. Subscribe, and once I know more, you'll know more. Sony planned to release multiple E-mount cameras in 2021, notably the A9 Mark III and the A7 Mark IV. But Sony's been hit hard by the AKM semiconductor fire last year. The Cybershot, Alpha, Handycam, and Action Cam, they're all affected. They even went as far as issuing a press statement apologizing for the expected delays. That being said, recent rumors are pointing to at least 3 Alpha cameras coming out this year, with a successor to the A7 III, the A9. Now usually a site, when they create a story, they'll say where they got their sources from, but in this case they didn't. And why I wish they did do that is we can assess the reliability of the information. So sadly, lightstalking.com didn't say where they got the rumors from. I also noticed that B&H has some one-day sales on SD cards. The 1TB Lexar SD card is $99. That's $150 off, and a very good deal, right? Yes, it is. But it's just a V30 card. Now this makes it great for traveling and other scenarios, but while you can store a lot of information on the card, it is going to take you a lot of time to move that information off. Fill it up, it can take you hours to move that content off. So I wouldn't recommend getting large capacity cards unless they provide much faster transfer speeds or you don't mind waiting. And it's not just Lexar. SanDisk also has their 1TB micro SDXC memory card for $250. But that's it for today's news. I'm going to end this one right now. I was going to do a nice behind the scenes, but you know what? I am doing a terrible job today. I don't know if I'm exhausted, but it's taking me, believe it or not, to get to this point 40 minutes. I just keep making tons of mistakes, and there are days where you're just going to have a terrible time in front of the camera. No matter what you do, no matter how you script things, your lips, your tongue aren't going to move properly. You've seen those blooper reels of movies, right? Sometimes it can take them like 10, 20, 30, 40 times to say the lines right. That's the kind of day I had, but these bloopers aren't anything that I'm going to put up there that are going to make you guys laugh. They're not funny like the kind of bloopers that Chris Pine would make. So this might not be my best video. There might be some mistakes in it. I might look a little bit distracted. It's just not one of my best videos, but for those of you that are starting a channel, thinking of starting a channel, know that you're not always going to produce the best content. Don't try to keep recording and recording and recording to perfect it. Do the best job you can, get it out there, analyze it, and try to figure out what possibly went wrong that day. Did you get enough sleep? Did you eat something funny? Sometimes we just have bad days. But that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching The Ordinary Filmmaker. Don't forget to subscribe for your chance to win the Synco Lav S6E and M3 shotgun microphones. I'm going to be awarding these 2 prizes to one lucky viewer once the channel reaches 20,000 subscribers in just about 400 subscribers. And then I'll be offering up a different and more expensive prize every 10,000 subscribers until this channel reaches 100,000. And once I reach that 100,000 mark, I'll be awarding a brand new Canon EOS R5 full-frame mirrorless camera to one lucky viewer. And on that bombshell, thanks so much for watching The Ordinary Filmmaker. We'll see you again soon.